What's up, YouTube? You see it's nice and bright. We're getting that sunlight today, man. You know, we're going outside, going straight to the source. Don't let the sunlight fool you. It's actually 47 or 50 degrees right now. It's not the warmest. Well, it's warm in my car because, you know, sunlight mirrors and all that good stuff keeps the car warm. But I kind of wanted to make a little follow-up video to the video I made a few days ago. And because I don't think I've ever directly talked about this in one specific video. And that is what you should do if there's something that you don't know, if there's something that you wish to find out or you want to know the answers to, you know, but you believe it's impossible for you to know. So the first thing I want to say is this whole notion that only gods and that only gods and deities have access to certain universal knowledge, that's bullshit. Okay. There was a point in time where it was considered impossible for human beings to soar the skies like the birds do, like that hawk over there that you can't see. And then after we made that breakthrough, you know, the same motherfuckers were like, okay, it would be really nice if we could get into space, though, to really observe the celestial objects. And there was a point in time where people thought that was impossible, that only gods could soar the space, that only gods could ascend beyond the heavens, right? And then a couple of decades later, we're now into space. And right now, the main curiosity is, it would be nice if we could get to another star someday, if a human being could land on another planet. Well, we landed on the moon, but the moon's not a planet by astronomical classification. But that's just another breakthrough, man. And the whole reason I'm saying this as a premise is, you know, religion, you know, a lot of religions say that the earth is flat when the earth ain't fucking flat. We knew the earth was a sphere thousands of years ago. But some people debate that to this day because they don't understand that gravity is exponential, not additive or multiplicative. You know, just people that can't even finish fucking basic grade school. But everybody finishes grade school because of No Child Left Behind. But just people that never learn the basics wanting to debate matters beyond their comprehension. And this is why they believe that only a God knows these things, because their minds can't process anything beyond the basics. They can't even process the basics. So they think that it's impossible for anybody else. This is my first point. Okay? Well, my first 2 points. If there's something that you don't know, obviously admitting that it's knowledge you don't have, that's the first step to correcting the problem. But then you also have to admit that there is somebody else out there who knows this, who knows whatever you're trying to find out. You have to admit there's somebody else that has the knowledge that you don't have, no matter how large or small it is, okay? This is the main thing people don't do. And this is the main reason people cling to religion. Because when an individual has a question that they cannot answer themselves, for whatever fucking reason, a lot of people assume nobody else can answer it except for some type of divine being that's above them on the hierarchy. The truth of the matter is, a lot of the things that you guys think are impossible has long been discovered thousands of years ago. It may not always necessarily be, you know, public access. I mean, like, for example, if there are aliens on the planet, you know, you're not going to have access to that information. That's going to be a secret held by every society in the world for obvious reasons. And, you know, if there's some validity to that, then, you know, maybe in a couple thousand years, maybe, you know, we'll get some whatever media exists thousands of years from now, you know, maybe then the masses will be told about that, right? Immortality is another one, you know. I mean, a major reason people cling to religion is because they want to know what'll happen to their immortal energy should their bodies die. And again, just another example. Understand that there's people out there who have the truthful answer to that information, but they may not necessarily give it to you. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because at the end of the day, the only person that can truly help you learn is yourself. You have to admit you don't know, and then you have to admit that there's other people who do know. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you should go to somebody else and start begging them for free information. That's not what I'm talking about, because at that point you just have another fucking slave master relationship, God worship relationship. And I just saw something abnormal. A Baltimore County sheriff is doing his job. I never see the sheriff deputies in Baltimore do anything, but he had somebody pulled over on the highway, which is MSP's jurisdiction. Must be a weird day when the sheriff's in Baltimore doing something. Anyways, let me get back to the point. The whole reason I'm bringing this premise up is because if somebody else has found the answer to lifelong questions, you can find the answer to your lifelong questions. Because somebody else has done it, it means that you can also do the same. Now, it may take you a little bit longer. It may take you not as long. It really just depends, right? But no information that exists in the universe is outside of your grasp, because everything, that's why it's called a universe, one verse. Everything that is possible already exists in this universal plane. You just have to use your free will to find it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be patient with it. So that's the third point, right? The first point is admitting you don't know. The second point is admitting that there's somebody out there that does know. And the third point is admitting that this knowledge is obtainable by you. Okay? When you put those things together, you don't need a fucking God. You don't need a deity. You don't need somebody else. Because what's the concept of God, right? The concept of God is you abandon your life to come into death, and then God is going to answer all of your questions if God chooses to, right? This is fucking stupid for many reasons. So, first of all, it's basically a contract with death. Why wait until death to find out if any of your questions will be answered when you can just get the questions answered right now while you're alive? I didn't really... Oh, there's the sheriff. No, that's a canine in an unmarked car. Very interesting, because, yeah, the sheriffs, I mean, even though a sheriff has more authority than regular cops, in Baltimore, you never see them do anything. Oh, and he isn't even going anywhere. He just wanted to cut traffic. Wonder if I could get this guy on camera. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, right? So why wait until death to learn anything when you can just learn the shit right now? Because I didn't really talk about this in my last video because I was more focused on the story. The thing you people have got to acknowledge, right? If you're willing to march into death under the belief that these people have told you the truth, you have every right to do that. You have free will, I have free will, do what thou wilt. I don't give anybody orders, I don't give anybody commands. You got the free will to do whatever it is you want. But if you have any kind of intellect in your body, then you need to acknowledge the very real possibility that God, the followers of God, and the creators of religion are intentionally deceiving you. Think about it this way, right? What would be the purpose of putting immortal beings in the Bible, for example? The Quran has it too. I mostly focus on Christianity because that's the religion most of my audience knows. But what would be the point in putting immortal people in the Bible if God died in 33 CE? So if God only lived for 33 years, you know, being unsinnable, being immune to sin, being above sin, and he only lived for 33 years, what would be the purpose of putting those people in the Bible who have been alive since time immemorial, who disobey all religious laws, who never saw death, God couldn't punish them, what would be the point in putting them in the Bible and then even add in a verse in Book of Genesis 3:22, or as you people call it, Genesis, saying, behold, man has become of us as gods, lest he eat from the tree of life and live forever. So what would even be the point in putting that in the religious doctrine if the ultimate secret is you have to die before you can learn anything? Clearly, even religion is telling you that you better pick your side carefully. There's two paths in religion: the narrow gate and the broad gate. For wide is the gate that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But narrow are the gates, and small is the road that leads to life, and few will find it, right? And I got a bunch of comments on my last video saying that I've never read the Word of God. I've read this shit more than you guys have, okay? All of this shit is basically telling you, and listen to the key words there, but small are the roads and narrow is the gate that leads to life, and few will find it. You have to find the path to life, okay? Essentially what it's telling you is that if you just blindly believe everything that you've been told from birth, you will die and go with your God. And if that's what you want to do, cool beans. My whole point, why even take that risk, right? Why march into death under the belief that your God is telling you that these religious people are telling you the truth, when you can just find out the truth in life? You can find truth life in life, right? You can find your answers in life while you still have life in your body. No fucking God needed, no religion needed. Why not do that, right? You have, and this is my fourth point, okay? Giordano Bruno said it best. In order to find truthful information, you must be willing to put to doubt everything that you believe that you know. You have to question everything that you think you know and everything that you've been taught since birth. If you never question whether or not your God is intentionally lying to you, then essentially what will happen is you march into death, you find out your God is lying to you, and then there's no coming back, right? You don't die and then get to come back and then tell everybody, oh guys, I found out my God is lying, don't die now. Like, that doesn't happen, right? If you find out your God lied to you in death, you're stuck in death. You can't come back in life and warn people. So why not do this shit while you're alive? Why not find the truth out while you're alive so you don't have to take the risk of waiting until death to find out anything that you want to know, right? Now, we all know the reason why, because it's hard to find what you want to know in life, right? It's easy to die, and it's easy to just be like, okay, in death, God may choose to tell me nothing, or God may choose to tell me anything. It's easy, right? It's a very easy path. Go to church every Sunday, do what you're told, be obedient. It's hard to obtain your own knowledge. I get it. But to me, there's no other way, because I'm not taking that risk. I'm not taking that risk, right? Die and then have a fucking God refuse to tell me anything? Fuck that. I'd rather just find out the truth on my own. No fucking God needed. This is the path I've chosen. And I've already found out a lot of things that many people would consider impossible. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it isn't just me. It isn't just me. There's a lot more people out here that get it than you guys realize. But unless you set yourself on that path, you'll never find these individuals. So that's all I got to say for this video. I'm about to be where I need to be. And yeah, you hardcore religious zealots that are going to come on the video and bitch, at least consider what I have said. Because if your God really is all forgiven and all good like you say, he's not going to smite you for questioning if he's telling you the truth or not. He's going to encourage you to be curious and You know, if God's telling you the truth and you find out God's telling you the truth, God isn't going to punish you if God is really all forgiving, right? So what's the risk? What risk, again, if God is all forgiven, what risk is it to you to take a couple of years to question if God is telling you the truth? If God really is a good person and isn't lying to you and is all forgiven, you really have no reason not to try this. You have nothing to be afraid of if your God is being honest with you, right? But understand something. You have everything to lose if God is lying to you and you don't challenge what you've been told. So, a troll commented and said that religious videos are low vibration energy, which is ironic because the dude has no energy. The dude has made posts in the past talking about how he wants to die and be a sacrifice for the future generation. But I have made a lot of religious videos in the last 30 days, so this will be the last one for a while because there's other videos I want to focus on. But I wanted to put this video out there because some people are confused as to what my message is. I hope that I made it perfectly clear in this video. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just understand all of your actions have consequences, and you will face the ultimate consequence if you die and then find out that your God is lying to you.